some advice that I've had turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anybody, he said, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. He didn't say any more, but we've always been unusually communicative in a reserved sort of way. And I understood that he meant a great deal more than that. Gatsby, the man who gave his name to this story, represented everything for which I've had an unaffected scorn. But if personality is an unbroken series of successful gestures, then there was something gorgeous about him. Some heightened sensitivity to the promises of life. He had an extraordinary gift for hope, a romantic readiness in which I have never seen in any other person, such as it is not likely I shall ever see again.
Nick darling, I'm paralyzed with happiness.
Hello, Daisy.
Nick Carraway, Miss Baker. Nick is my cousin.
Second cousin, once removed.
He and Tom graduated Yale together.
Did you play football as well?
Oh, no, Tom was the football hero. I was,
Zack, there you are.
Hello, Tom.
Care for a drink?
A little early for me, thanks.
Who needs a refresher?
Nick, I've been telling Jordan all about you.
So did you find the place all right?
Hard to miss.
Where are you staying?
Across the Sound.
West End?
A small cottage I found. And what a strange community it is, Miss Baker. On either side of me are these huge estates that must have gone for 12, 15,000 for the whole summer.
What are you paying?
Oh, 80 a month.
Oh, what did you say?
How long are you staying?
Until I make my fortune, Daisy.
Tom will help you, won't you, Tom?
I stopped off on my way over to Chicago, Daisy, and at least half a dozen people said their love.
Do they miss me?
Oh, the whole town's desolate. Everyone's left their left rear wheel painted black as a mourning wreath, and there's a persisting wail all along the North Shore.
How gorgeous! Let's go back. Tom, tomorrow. You ought to see the baby.
Oh, I'd like to.
She's cute. She's asleep. Haven't you ever seen her?
Never.
Well, you ought to. She's
What are you doing these days, Nick?
Learning to be a bondman, Tom.
Who with?
Probity trust?
Never heard of
Well, you will, soon.
Any money in bonds?
That's all I know people have been doing. Making boatloads of money, that is. You see, when I came back from the war, going back west felt a little stale, you see. So I decided to come east to make a fortune for myself, and Father's financed me for the summer.
Where are you from?
St. Paul, Minnesota.
You'll be rich as Midas one day.
You know, I bought dozens of books, all my banking and crediting and security investments. I've been studying all the time.
Tom will help you, won't you, darling?
I'm stiff. I feel like I've been lying on this couch all day.
Well, don't look at me. I've been trying to get you to New York all afternoon.
Now this'll help.
It is prohibition,
So what?
and I'm absolutely in training.
How you ever get anything done is beyond me.
I feel like I recognize you from somewhere, Miss Baker.
You said you live in West End. I know a man there.
I don't know
You
anybody.
must know Gatsby.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
You know, has this huge house, like an imitation of a French hotel.
The one with the towers.
Throws giant parties.
I live right next door to him. Our lawns practically meet.
In 2 weeks, it'll be the longest day of the year. Do you ever watch for the longest day of the year and then miss it? I always watch for the longest day of the year and then miss it.
We ought to plan something.
All right, we'll plan something. What do people plan? Look, I heard it. Tom did. I know you didn't mean to, but you did do it. That's what I get for marrying a brute of a man. A big, physical, hulking specimen of
I hate that word hulking. You've been kidding.
hulking, 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 hulking.
Have a drink, Nick.
All right.
I've got a nice place here.
Oh, it's beautiful, Tom. Breathtaking. The sunken baths are absolutely...
It belonged to Domain, the oil man. Come on, I'll show you around.
Don't take him away yet.
I'll take him down to the stables.
Please, Tom.
Are you staying in the east for a while?
I'd be a damn fool to go anywhere else.
This is a permanent move.
They hated France.
Well, how long were you in France for?
About a year, we followed the Polar Circuit.
Drifting and drifting endlessly. Parties and yachts and hulking men hitting wind balls of mountains.
You make me feel uncivilized, Daisy.
Uncivilized, Nick. Well, civilization's gone to pieces. You know, I've got to be a real pessimist about things. You ever read this book, The Rise of the Colored Empire by this man Goddard?
Why no?
Well, it's a fine book and everyone ought to read it. The idea is if we don't watch out, the white race will be utterly submerged. It's all scientific stuff. It's been proved.
Tom's getting very profound. He reads long words. What was that one word, Tom?
We need to be on top of things. All the other races will eventually have control of things.
We gotta beat them down.
You see, we're Nordics. I am, and you are, and she is, and we contribute all the things that go to make civilization. Science and art and all that. You see? Excuse me.
I'd love to see you in my house. You remind me of a rose. An absolute rose, doesn't he, Jordan? An absolute rose. Excuse me.
What exactly is Mr. Gatsby?
Quiet! I want to hear what's going on.
Is something happening?
I mean, you don't know? I thought everybody knew.
I don't know.
Tom, he's got some woman in New York.
Got some woman.
She might at least have the decency not to phone him at home.
Couldn't be helped. I looked outdoors, and it's very romantic outdoors. There's a bird on the lawn that I think must be a nightingale. Yes, a nightingale come over on the cunard or white starline, and he's singing away. It's romantic, isn't it, Tom?
Very romantic. Nick, before you leave, I'll take you down to the States. Excuse me.
We don't know each other very well, Nick, even if we are cousins. You didn't even come to my wedding.
I wasn't back home yet from the war.
All right, I forgot. The war took a lot of young men away. Listen, Nick, I've had a pretty hard time, and I'm very cynical about a lot of things.
I suppose she talks and eats and all that stuff.
Who?
Your daughter.
Oh, Pammy? Yes. Listen, Nick, would you like to hear what I said when she was born? I'll tell you. It'll show you how I've gotten to feel about things. Oh, Pammy was less than an hour old, and Tom was God knows what. I woke up out of the ether with an utterly abandoned feeling, and I asked the nurse right away if it was a boy or a girl. She told me it was a girl. So I turned my head away and wept. All right, I said. I'm glad it's a girl, but I hope she'll be a fool. That's the best thing a girl can be in this world anyway. A beautiful little fool. See, I think everything's terrible anyhow. Everybody thinks so, even the most advanced people, and I should know. I've been everywhere, done everything, seen everything. Sophisticated. God, I am so sophisticated.
10 o'clock, time for this girl to go to bed.
Jordan's playing in the tournament tomorrow over in Westchester.
You're Miss Jordan Baker, the famous golfer, of course.
Wake me at 8, won't you?
If you'll get up.
I will. Good night, Mr. Carraway. See you anon.
Of course you will. In fact, I think I'll arrange a marriage. Come over often, Nick, and I'll sort of fling you two together. You know, lock you up in linen closets, push you up to sea in a boat and all that sort of thing.
Good night. I haven't heard a word.
I knew I recognized you from somewhere, Daisy. I've seen your picture in the newspaper all the time. Golf championships, Palm Beach, Asheville. But wasn't there a story about how she...
She's a nice girl. They don't let her run around the country this way.
Who are we to?
Her family.
Her family is one aunt about 1,000 years old. Besides, Nick's going to take good care of her. Aren't you, Nick?
Well, rich girls don't marry poor boys.
Nonsense. She'll be out here lots of weekends this summer, and I think the home influence will be very good for her.
Is she from New York?
No, from Louisville. We spent our white girlhood there together. Our beautiful, white...
Did you give Nick a little heart car while I was on the phone?
Did I? I can't seem to remember. I think I did. I think we talked about the North race, didn't we, Nick? I don't know, we were sort of just talking and crept up on us, and next thing you know...
Don't believe everything you hear, Nick.
Oh, I haven't heard a word, Tom. Well, good night, Tom. Daisy.
Good night, Nick. My dear sweet Nicky. Good night. Good night.
Yes, Gatsby turned out all right in the end. But it wasn't Gatsby. It's what preyed on him. What foul dust floated in the wake of his dreams that's been haunting me. And to be honest, it haunts me still.
Come on, Nick. I want you to meet my girl. Hello, Wilson. How's business?
Can't complain. Say, when are you going to sell me that car?
Well, next week. I've got my man working on it now.
Yeah, he works pretty slow, don't he?
No, he doesn't. If you feel that way about it, maybe I'll just sell it somewhere else.
No, I didn't mean that, Mr. Buchanan. I was just thinking that
Get some chairs so someone can sit down.
Sure.
I try to teach you manners.
Myrtle, this is Nick Carraway. We went to Yale together.
How do you do?
Hello.
I want to see you.
So,
Get on the next trip.
what if I don't want to?
You want to.
What makes you so sure? Can't go ordering somebody around,
Just get on the next trip.
Will you get me that dog you promised me?
I get your whole brood.
You promise?
Woof, woof.
Well, in that case.
All I meant about the car was that...
We gotta go. I was just showing Nick here in the neighborhood.
Yes, sir, Mr. Buchanan, but I was just thinking...
I said we gotta go. I'll see you about the car.
Yes, sir, Mr. Buchanan. Yes, sir.
Terrible place, isn't it?
Where are we, Tom?
Queens. It's hard to imagine people choose to live like this.
Awful.
It does a good to do.
But doesn't your husband object, Tom?
Wilson. He's so dumb he doesn't know he's alive. He thinks he goes into New York to see her sister.
Most of these fellas will cheat you every time. All they think about is money. I had a girl up here last week to check out my feet. How much you give me the bill? You would have thought she had my appendicitis out.
I like your dress. I think it's adorable.
Oh, this crazy old thing? I don't care what I look like.
Well, it looks wonderful on you. Doesn't she look wonderful in that dress?
Wonderful.
You like the apartment, Mr. Carraway?
Nice.
Tell about it for me. Tom.
Tired of dancing. Have a drink, Nick.
Listen, Tom, I really should be getting home to
No,
study.
come on, there's plenty of time to study. Here we go.
All right.
If only Chester could get you into that pose, Myrtle. I think you could make something of it. Couldn't you, Chester?
I'm an artistic game.
Oh, really?
Chester has photographed me 127 times. Isn't that right?
129.
Sam will be Mr. Carraway?
You know, if only I could change this light and bring out all of your features. I can especially get a hold of all of that black hair.
I wouldn't think of changing.
Myrtle, would you quit messing around? Come on, we need more ice and mineral water. Go get it before everyone goes to sleep.
Hold that boy back the ice. These people, you gotta keep on all the time.
You know, I've done some nice things out on Long Island. 2 of them are framed downstairs.
Do what?
2 studies. One I call Montauk Point, the sea. The other I call Montauk Point, the gulls.
Where the hell is she?
So you live down on Long Island too?
Oh, no. I live in West Egg.
Oh, really?
Would we know your place?
No, it's just a small summer rental.
Really? We were down there at a party about a month ago.
Had a man named Gatsby's house.
Do you know him?
I live right across the street. I live right next door to him.
Really? Well, they say he's a nephew or a cousin of Kaiser Wilhelm's, or was it von Hindenburg? I'm scared of him. I wouldn't want him to get anything on me.
You think somebody told me that he killed a man once?
Oh no, it's not so much that. It's more that he was a German spy during the war. I heard it from a man at the party. He knew all about it. He grew up in Germany.
No, honey, that's not right. He was an American spy. Nick, you look at him sometimes, and you think he did kill him.
They say he doesn't even live in that house, but he lives in a boat that floats secretly up and down the Long Island shore. Chester! I think you can make something of him.
Don't stop making spill everything.
Neither of them can stand the person they're married to.
Can't they?
Can't stand them. What I say is why go on living with them? Can't stand them.
As soon as they can, they're divorcing each other.
But doesn't she like Wilson either?
Wilson, you tried being married to a stupid, ambitious bastard who smells like grease.
You see?
As soon as they can, they're moving out west.
It's really his wife that's keeping them apart. Daisy's a Catholic and they don't believe in divorce.
Leave Daisy out of
Look,
this.
Daisy's not Catholic.
She really ought to get away from her husband. They've been living over that garage for 11 years, and Tom's the first sweetie she's ever had.
Oh, hello.
It was on the 2 seats facing each other. The ones that are always left on the train. I was going to New York with my sister and spend the night. He was wearing a light dress shirt and patent leather shoes. Couldn't keep my eyes off him. Every time he looked at me, I had to pretend like I was looking at the advertisement. with a black silk ball from my mother's ring. That'll last all summer. And that dog that Tom promised me, and I gotta make a list of all the things.
Listen, it's very nice of you having me, but I really should be going.
No, stay.
Yes, stay!
Yes, please stay. I can show you my portfolio. It's all downstairs.
Listen, I've only been drunk twice in my life, but tonight's the second time. I don't think Daisy would find it.
Daisy! Everyone talks about her like she's a goddamn saint.
Shut up, Myrtle.
Don't tell me to shut up. I'll say anything I like.
I mean it. Told you about using her name.
Daisy.
Come on, everyone.
Myrtle, let it go!
I'll say whatever I want. Daisy. You bastard! You son of a bitch bastard!
Oddly, I was getting quite New York. And all the while, music was coming and going from my neighbor's estate. Like these blue lawns, men and girls came and went like moths among the champagne and stars and shadows. And one Saturday morning, a chauffeur crossed my lawn and handed me a strangely formal envelope. The honor would be Gatsby's, it said, if I were to attend his little party that evening.
Your face is familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war?
What? Yes. Yes, I was. How did you, I was in the 9th Machine Gun Battalion.
I thought so. I was in the 7th Infantry till about June 1918. You miss it?
Of the war? Oh, yes. It was a great one. It was a great thrill. It made coming home a little dull, you see.
I know what you mean. I doubt any of the people have any idea what it's like to be in the trenches.
Well, it's something you don't forget.
Oh, no, it's not. Where are you from?
St. Minneapolis.
I know them well. Hey, listen, I just bought one of these new hydroplanes and I figured I'd test it out in the morning. Why don't you come with me, old sport? Just along the shore, right near the sound.
What's time?
Well, anytime that suits you best.
Yes. Yes, I would like that very much. By the way, my name is Nick. Nick Carraway.
Mr. Carraway.
Hello, Miss Baker.
Thought you might be here. Are you having a good time?
Well, it's a rather strange party, you see. This man Gatsby sent an invite to me to come, and I've been here for hours and haven't even met the man yet.
How'd Gatsby?
Oh.
I thought you knew, old sport.
I beg your pardon.
I'm afraid I haven't been a very good host.
Gatsby, there's a call coming from Detroit.
Oh, tell him I'll call later.
That may not be such a good idea.
Well, if you need anything, old sport, just ask for it, if you'll excuse me. I said a small town, Meyer. He's no use to us if he thinks Detroit is his idea of a small town.
I feel like an idiot. I keep imagining Gatsby as being fat and extravagant and middle-aged. Who is he? Do you know?
It's just a man named Gatsby.
Where is he from? What does he do?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Well, people don't just come out of nowhere and buy a palace on Long Island, you know.
Well, Gatsby did.
But he has to have some sort of past, doesn't he?
Now you're started on the subject.
It's just that everybody keeps talking about him.
Well, he once told me he was an Oxford man. However, I don't believe it.
Why not?
I don't know, I just don't think he went there.
You know, I've heard the wildest rumors about him.
That he killed a man,
Yes.
that he was a German spy,
Yes.
that he runs an underground pipeline from Canada.
He does?
Anyway, he gives large parties. I like large parties. They're very intimate. At small parties, you barely have any privacy. Are you having a good time?
I'm having a good time with you.
Dance with me.
All right.
You know, Daisy keeps talking about flinging us together.
Well, wouldn't you be happy about tonight then?
Yes. Are you in love with her?
This is everybody?
Yes. If I tell you something, do you promise to do something about it?
What do you mean?
Tom's woman in New York, she isn't the first. One night in Santa Barbara, California, right after he and Daisy got married, Tom ripped off the wheel on the Ventura Road. Right after the wedding, the woman he was with got in the papers too because her arm was broken. She was a chambermaid at the Santa Barbara Hotel.
Why does Daisy go with him? Why doesn't she just leave him?
Maybe you're the one meant to help her.
Miss Baker, Mr. Gatsby would like to speak with you. Alone.
With me?
That's what he said.
Think about what I just told you. Come see me. Phone book. Sigourney Haber. Letter.
She's a very friendly person.
Oh, yes, I know.
Mr. Gatsby, he's a fine fellow. Handsome, too. What's the gentleman?
Yes, he is.
He's an Oxford man.
Oh, yes, I know.
Oxford College in England. You know of Oxford College?
Oh, I've heard of Oxford.
It's one of the most famous colleges in the world.
Tell me, how long have you known Gatsby for?
Several years. I made the pleasure of his acquaintance right after the war. Only talking to him for about an hour, I knew I discovered a man of fine breeding. I said, that's the kind of man you want to take home to your mother and sister. Let's see, look at my cup buttons.
They look like pure ivory, if I'm not mistaken.
Finest specimen of human molars.
Oh. Well, now isn't that an interesting concept?
Yeah. Gatsby. Just getting myself acquainted with Mr. Carraway over here, but I think I'll get going before I overstay my welcome.
Oh, no need to hurry, Meyer.
No. I belong to another generation. I'll leave you two young men to your sports and your ladies and your, As for me, I won't oppose myself anymore.
I hope I didn't offend him. I didn't mean to. We were talking about his cup buttons.
He's quite the character around New York. A denizen of Broadway.
Oh, who is he? An actor?
No.
A dentist?
Meyer Wolfsheim? Oh, no, old sport. He's a gambler. He's the man who fixed the World Series back in 1919.
Fix the World Series. How does one do that?
Well, he saw an opportunity.
But why isn't he in jail then?
Oh, they can't get him, old sport. He's a smart man. Smart men don't get caught. Now remember, we're going up in the hydroplane tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
I'll be there. Oh, Mr. Gatsby. I'm sorry for failing to recognize you soon enough.
Oh, don't mention it, old sport. Don't give it another thought. 9 o'clock.
I'll be there.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, old sport.
Daisy! Daisy, where the hell are you? What are you doing out here?
Looking at the party lights?
You know how worried I get when you disappear like that.
Do you?
Of course I do. You know I do.
We should go sometime. Dance again?
You didn't want to associate with those people. Let's just go inside.
I miss the party.
I know you do, and we'll go again. But right now, Pammy needs you, so we'll go.
I'll be up in a minute.
I said, Pammy needs you.
And I said I'll be up in a minute.
Fine. Fine. Do as you like.
You mean like you do?
Look, I don't know what's come over you. Forget it. Just come inside before Pammy gets to bed.
It was so much nicer a long time ago. When we had each other, and the space about the world was warm.